Morning. Dreamy, hello, good morning. Hello, Kiko and Owen. Happy birthday, Owen. I'm Calico Pascal, the otter VTuber, streaming to you live from the Float Harbor Aquarium. I've got coffee with me today. Very strange. First morning stream of the year. I wonder if we can make this a thing. Yeah, Owen's doing a birthday stream later today. Even though they're not live by the time I think I have to end today, I was planning on raiding into their channel regardless. Jimmy, I love that the wiggle emote, that's so cute. The little dance. How are you guys? It was very strange. Not my usual routine to go to bed as early as I did. And then waking up was also like, what in the world? A Calico Pascal first, not just for stream, but also just in general. I'm feeling like slowly waking up. But yeah, definitely very tired. I guess I'm just not used to it yet. But hopefully, you know, I'll keep trying it for the duration of January, and then we'll see how I feel. As you can see, I already have written it up there as my first bullet point for 2026 goals. Yeah, EB. Ooh, excuse me. And then, I was talking to Twy, our good friend Twy Telescopium, and I mentioned, oh, I'm trying to do morning streams for my anniversary and for the foreseeable future. And he was like, oh, good luck. Morning streams are, well, they're kind of tough, and that's why I don't do them anymore. And I was like, oh. And he said, oh, but I'm sure you'll do great. And he gave me some advice of like how to kind of prepare for a morning stream, which actually ended up helping quite a bit. So thank you, Twy, if you ever end up watching this stream or VOD. I made breakfast at like 10 p.m. last night for myself to eat this morning, and that helped speed up the process of like getting out of bed, going down into the kitchen, making some coffee, and then I didn't have to do anything. I just took my breakfast and heated it up. Wow, yeah. I had a blueberry protein pancake. I guess this is gonna become a new tradition too. If these morning streams keep up, every morning I'll tell you what I had for breakfast, or what I'm having. You should meal prep breakfast? Yeah, it's actually really nice. I actually had the thought yesterday when I was making Well, it was funny, right? Because I'm just like, it's 10 p.m. and I'm making pancakes. But I did feel like, wow, imagine all the time that I could have tomorrow because I have all the time beforehand, like hours beforehand, making this meal. And just thinking how that could apply to your everyday if you meal prepped like a single day of the week and just had meals all ready for you throughout the entire week. I guess that's why a lot of people who do meal prepping really enjoy it. I think I'd be, some people say meal prepping doesn't work for them because they're like, well, I just don't want to be eating the same meal for like the entire week. I just want to kind of have something different each day, and that's totally cool. I get that. But I think I'm the type of person who, if I like something, I'd be okay with eating it for like a longer duration of time. Like a week doesn't seem that bad in retrospect. And then by the time the week is over, I think I'll be like, okay, I'm ready for something else. I guess for someone like me too, meal prepping wouldn't be too bad, I think, because not that I not only would I be okay with eating something a little bit more than the usual, I feel like my go-to meal, like on the regular, is just not very how would you describe it? Not like too crazy to begin with, so it's just kind of like your basic slop that you can tolerate eating anyways, because it's just like it's healthy for you. Hello, good morning, Elizangela. Welcome. Morning. Or I don't know if it's morning for you, but it is definitely morning for me. So hello, good morning from Float Harbor. It'd be kind of fun to make, if morning streams did end up sticking, maybe it could be like a special thing, like, oh, good morning from Float Harbor Aquarium. I think YouTube is chat. Yeah, it is a little bit. It's just the way that it's cropped, but if more messages come up, it'll come up. I guess I could still fix it though, since it's a little bit slower today. Oh, there we go, see? It's evening to you. Okay, good evening. Yeah, see, the YouTube chat it's kinda, I gotta scoot it up a little to make room, and then we'll recrop it just a bit. There we go. I guess this is fine, anyways. Hello, welcome. Glad you could make it. Oh, something else that Twy did tell me was like, oh, if you regularly stream at a consistent time, on a consistent day, you might start forming new regulars at that day and time. And it is, I've been doing evening streams for like 3 years, so I think most of my audience kind of expects me to be around at that certain time. But now that we're trying to add a new day and time, it's just like, I actually was surprised. I thought nobody was gonna show up. So this is a very pleasant surprise. I'm glad you guys could join me. It's evening to you because oh, you're from Japan. Oh, I want to go to Japan so bad. I am a victim to, the TikTok shorts or TikTok shorts and YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, whatever short form content. I am a victim of like traveling content, only because, I myself have interest in traveling, and not that I think I would ever myself become a person who makes short form content about traveling. Oh, you're not in Japan. I'm in Brazil. Okay, well, Brazil is also a place I'd like to visit too. So actually, if this is your first introduction to me, hello again, I'm Calico Pascal. I live at the Float Harbor Aquarium. I did my first Twitch multi-stream 2 days ago. And so, for the month of January, I don't have a particular day. I mean, I guess you could look it up on my channels, but I started streaming on YouTube 3 years ago, on the very first, I think it was a Thursday of the year back then, and so rather than having a specific day to celebrate my anniversary, I've always used January. Every time it came along, it's always been like a whole month of celebrating my anniversary, so I always plan a bunch of different, like, I try to plan new things, and I try to make some special stuff. Brazil mentioned! Let's go! Where's Big Ham when we need her? Yeah, so morning streams are like a second stream. Was kind of what I was hoping to add on for my 3rd year of streaming. Again, I don't know if mornings will stick. I'd like to make it a thing. So I'm at least attempting to try to keep these morning streams for January, and hopefully that'll just be the consistent throughout the rest of the year. Because at this current point in time, this time slot seemed to be the only, like, good empty space before I have to go about my day. And so I thought, well, maybe it'd be a good way also to, like, try to force myself to be a little more productive in the morning, because for many years, and just like all throughout my life, I've never been much of a morning person, but I feel like that time is kind of wasted. You know, not that sleep is bad for you, obviously. I think you should sleep when you need to sleep, but just one of my goals overall is, like, I've had this worry in the back of my mind for some time now, that ever since I started doing full-time work, I've shifted from part-time to full-time at the aquarium, that I don't have as much time during my day to really pursue my creative hobbies and my passions. So I want to try to squeeze it in as much as possible. I have to, unfortunately, min-max my schedule. Good morning, Sunspout. Hello! We haven't gotten into the talking about the goals very much yet. I'm still kind of, like, just yapping away. Just kind of giving everyone a brief about how morning streams are looking to be, just because this is very new for me. So I'm also kind of like, whoa, I got that I just woke up voice. I'm drinking coffee, and I had a pancake for breakfast that I prepped yesterday at 10 p.m. Oh, you're welcome. Your design is so cute. Thank you for submitting your design, or for your art request. Thank you. Yeah, pancake. It was a blueberry protein pancake. These blueberries were huge too, by the way. Like, not, I'm used to, like, the average, like, little guys, but these were, like, gigantic. You scheduled the other live to... Oh, you're, I think you're referring to my free chat. So that one is... I always have to change the date on that one, because that one is just meant to be, like, on my channel page, so you can easily, access my schedule for the month or the week or whatever it is that I'm doing. So that is kind of like a space also for you guys to utilize. I hope you will, check it out every now and then. I don't think I've had seen too many people, like, submit chats in there, but because I don't have like a community Discord space, that free chat space is for you guys to utilize if you ever want to. Let's check and see if anyone's around. But yeah, the date on that will always change as it gets closer, but I try to keep it to like, you know, the month of January. And then the next year will come around and then I'll change it again. Well, bye, it was nice to see ya. Thanks for dropping by. What else? What else? We're talking about breakfast. We're talking about coffee. We're talking about these morning streams. Oh yeah, some other things about the morning streams I had considered. So other than being more of like probably low energy, not in a bad way. By low energy I just mean like a little more chill, because I am just like waking up. I don't really have I haven't been awake yet. I literally woke up like an hour ago. Yeah, I want them to be kind of a little more productive, just because they're streams that I will be kind of squeezing in before I start the rest of my day, and maybe doing a little bit of art or kind of like scheduling, or you know, whatever it is that I might need for the week. I think that'd be nice. So definitely I want these morning streams, or whatever time slot they end up being in permanently after January, I just want them to be geared more towards all that art content I kept talking about wanting to include into my... Oh, thank you for subscribing! Welcome! I want to include more art content into this channel, and now that I will be trying to attempt to do 2 streams a week rather than the one single one, I feel like that's a nice way to split having like evening gaming streams and yeah, whatever other variety type streams I want in that second spot. So yes, maybe we should start getting into the goods now. So let's see, I've got this text box here for typing out all our goals. So obviously this first one here is what I was just describing. I would like the Thursday morning streams to remain consistent for the month of January, and hopefully, you know, by the end of January I'm not totally burnt out on doing them and they become something enjoyable for not just for me, but also for you guys. I guess I could re-clarify here that those morning streams art / productivity focus. Oh, Shozo, hello, good morning. Currently at work with bad signal, but have a great day, everyone. Oh, thanks for stopping by. Your keyboard sounds amazing. Thank you. I actually love this keyboard. It was a gift from a friend, and it's very pretty. I wish I could show you, but it's blue, like a light blue, and it's got white keycaps, and this like cute little like shooting star emblem on it. I can't remember what the profile is, but if I remember or my friend reminds me, I can get back to you. It's very like smooth. I do enjoy the sound and it's like the way like it feels, the tactileness of it is also very nice. I think I may have, no, I was gonna say I think I may have taken a photo of it before and showed it off, but even if I did, I think I've cleared out my my Twitter like several times, so it might be gone. But yes, I mean, like I said, if we do more of these like morning productivity streams, you'll get to hear more of this keyboard all the time until I get a new one. But no need to get a new one when I enjoyed this one so much. So I pray, fingers crossed, nothing happens to this keyboard. I'm usually very careful around my desk area. And there was a point in time where I absolutely did not want any food in my enclosure, or like near my desk specifically, because I always was worried about the thought of like, what if I accidentally leave crumbs and suddenly there are ants in my enclosure? I hate the thought of that. Or what if I accidentally spill something and then it's all like a sticky mess? Like, I don't want to deal with that either. But I think I've come to allow myself to gradually eat certain things in my space and drink certain things, and I try to be very careful, or I know myself to be very careful, so I have a little more faith in myself that like accidents won't happen. And so far nothing has happened, so I hope to keep it that way. Other goals I have, let me see. It's funny because I was thinking about the stream coming up for a while, so I was trying to think up, and I know just like in general I'm always thinking about things that I'd like to do for my channel. But now that I'm actually sitting here trying to write them out, I'm like, Sounds very creamy. No clackiness, it's nice. Oh, that's good. I haven't had a desk disaster yet, but I am also very careful with my drinks and almost never eat there. Yeah, exactly. If I'm eating at my workspace, I try to make sure it's not something that's going to be very messy. Like, if I know for sure it's gonna leave a trail, I will try to keep it away. Just eat it in the kitchen or in another area of the aquarium. And as for drinks, I don't typically drink a lot of things that have sugar anyways, so really it's just like tea and coffee and water, usually. I love this description. Yes, it's a very nice keyboard. So let me see. Oh, did I accidentally double space this one? I did. Okay, third point. Some other goals. Oh, I guess. Okay, several things just came to mind. I think first one being, I did a couple collab streams with several people last year, but now that I'm multi-streaming on Twitch, where a lot of my circle of like friends kind of stream at, I'm hoping for more collaborations. That'd be nice. I want to branch out and interact with more people. I feel like being kind of stranded to YouTube has left me, like, the fact that I still was able to make friends through YouTube streaming is kind of impressive. But now my doors have opened up a little bit more. So I hope I can maybe curate some of my own collabs rather than just being invited to them. Year of the collabs, yay! Yes, I'm gonna make this year my year. Finally got off the phone. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, you're welcome, Owen. I hope you have a lovely birthday stream later. I don't think I'll be able to watch because then I will be at work. But I hope you have a good, lovely day and time. So the other thing that came to mind earlier, so more collabs. Oh, yes. Okay, so I would like to produce at least for right now. I'm gonna keep the bar kind of low just because I know myself. If I set it way too high, I'm gonna have too much pressure and expectations on myself, and then it's not gonna happen. So we're gonna say one cover / music project of some kind published. Like, I don't want it to just be like I start it and then it doesn't debut until next year. I want to have one cover done this year. You've had a great Twitch debut. Are you going to turn on affiliate when it's available? I'd love to collab with you, by the way. I'm always open to scheduling. Feel free to reach out. Oh, I would love that, ON. Please. Wow, I've set out the goal and I'm already getting offers. Yes, I would love to collab. We can definitely discuss it and figure things out. I could always, I'll message you from probably Keiko's server. So that was actually something I realized as well. Twitch has, their bar is also much lower than YouTube's in terms of when you can start getting monetization type stuff. And so when I was looking over I know the requirements for hitting affiliate has changed throughout the year, and so I initially was like, well, I'm just gonna multi-stream on Twitch, and then I'm not gonna think about it too much. And if I get there, I'll get there when I get there. And then I looked at the requirements after the debut, and I was like, oh, I think if I keep multi-streaming as I'm doing right now twice a week, I'm probably gonna hit like 95% of these goals by the end of the month. Yeah, I got even lower, exactly. I was just like, whoa. Yeah, like the watch hours and the number of followers required and how many streams a week or hours watched. It's not a lot. YouTube's, even at the minimum, YouTube's is kind of difficult. I'm about halfway there though. You need 500 subscribers on YouTube to get memberships. So not quite ad revenue yet, but once you get memberships, you know, you can start doing emotes and stuff as well. So I guess we can put that as a point too. Twitch affiliate. I hope I'm spelling it right. And then once we hit that, you know, I would like to make a stream focused on like making emotes. Because apparently you guys get a lot. Well, I don't know why I'm saying you guys, because I'm included in you guys. Apparently you get quite a bit of slots for emotes, even at affiliate stage, which is kind of neat. Your keyboard sounds really nice, by the way. Is it custom? No, I think it was just straight off of Amazon. It was a gift from a friend. We were in the keyboard scene for a couple years. Yeah, I'll take a photo of it. I think last I checked, the listing for it is gone, so I don't know if you can get the same keyboard exactly. Maybe the manufacturer is still around, but as far as I know, yeah, the listing that my friend got it from is not on there. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I'm pretty positive this was straight from a manufacturer, and then I think it was because I had attempted to change my previous keyboard's keys to something else, and then it either was the wrong profile or something had happened. I can't remember. So my friend had pity on me. He got me this keyboard. They did some research and found this one, which I'm very happy with. But yeah, I would like to make my own emotes. That has always sounded very appealing to me. Though it's funny because for a long time, you know, I've had several people who I know who make emotes or who have done commissions for emotes, and I was like, man, maybe if I ever stream one of these days, I will commission said person to make my emotes. And then now that I'm finally here, I'm like, huh, actually I kind of want to make my own emotes. It sounds fun. I've done a few emote commissions in the past, but I feel like there's a specific way to make emotes, so that way they are legible, regardless of what size they are. And even though I had kind of figured that out, I'm not really happy with the way that my own art style looks in those like previous commissions. So I'd want to try to figure out something like a nice balance where I'd be happy with what I'm making. Yeah, it's very difficult. I'm sure it is very satisfying though. I've seen and watched a couple streams of people making their own emotes too, and I've always been like, wow, that looks so fun. Just coming up with ideas and stuff for your own community. Struggled with the legibility too. Yeah, exactly. I think my problem with my previous emotes that I had done as commissions for people, like obviously the client was happy, but when I looked at them myself, like from an artist standpoint, like they were legible, but they weren't appealing to me personally. Like they did the job and the client was happy, so that's really all that matters. But for me personally, I was like, if I had the ability to spend like more time on fixing it up, I think I would have liked to have done that or approached them differently. So we'll see. Yeah, Keiko has made emotes for several other people as well. I'm sure you understand. Excited to see what I come up with. Thank you. Yeah, there's so many slots that become available. It's kind of like, yeah, you can make whatever you want. You can make so many things. Really though, the world is your oyster. In general, some of my personal goals for the year is just to be more productive. So this counts as, you know, planning and trying to figure stuff out counts as productivity, I think. But I'm trying to think of other specifics. Oh, I guess I want to make more YouTube shorts or like short form content. I have a lot of VODs at this point in time that haven't been touched, and back then the recent shorts that I have now, I had to make those for the experience of making them. And so then I was sitting on quite a few shorts at the time before I released them, like kind of gradually. Yep. And I had a lot of fun editing them. They actually weren't that difficult to edit, but for some things, you know, you want to put the extra effort in, and it was nice to be able to kind of like stretch out my editing muscles because I don't typically have to edit my own content as a live streamer, you know. But I have lots of VODs now that I think would make good YouTube shorts. But yeah, because if you look at my YouTube shorts right now, I'm pretty sure they've been released kind of like pretty close together, just because I was like, I don't know how to spread this out now that I've made them. And so I just had them and I was like, be free, whatever, be free, my YouTube shorts. Go. And speaking of editing, I mentioned this before, I have a lot of travel content, vlog content, so maybe we can say release at least one, or publish at least one travel vlog, because it has been 5,000 years since my first one. but I have at least like, I don't know, 3 or 4 trips of footage worth under my belt. They're in my pockets. Editing takes a lot of time. Yeah, but the thing with like my vlog, my travel vlog, at least the first one that I did, so it was just like a bunch of different clips of my trip kind of edited together, and then I had some sections where I had written down like my commentary and had like little drawings and things to kind of make it a little more interesting. But there was no voiceover, and I don't know which I prefer more, because from a personal standpoint, I like both. I don't mind either one. But I know some people really like having voiceovers on travel vlogs. So I'm thinking about it. But I do want to continue making like little doodles and things to kind of depict maybe things that happen over my trip, or my thoughts on things. You have a bunch of ideas for shorts and you just can't get to it. I know, exactly. That's why I'm kind of hoping by making a little time in the week, we can start, or I can start being a little more productive. Again, trying to keep the bar low so I don't like shit my pants in fear from all the pressure that I'm putting on myself. So he said Thursday morning streams are productivity focused, more collabs, one cover a music project published, Twitch affiliate, emote making, make more YouTube shorts, publish at least one travel vlog. What else do I want? Oh, this is more of like a general thing, and hopefully by streaming more, this will just naturally come with time. Grow community. Oh, and speaking of community, I want to do more community. Goals are not obligations. Don't stress out. Yeah, I get in my own head about not doing enough, and it just doesn't help at all. Let your goals excite you. If you get excited, you do more. That is true. That's a good point. I guess I automatically am like, oh, bullet point list? That's just a to-do list. Because that's how I list the things I need to do. I also put them in bullet points. But you're right. I should be excited at the prospect of being able to hit all of these things. I guess if I'm going to be more specific of growing the community, right now, again, trying to keep the bar low, okay? So every year that I've streamed, I have at least hit another 100 milestone. So like the very first year I streamed, or I did my streaming anniversary, I had 100 subscribers. And then the second stream anniversary, I had 200. And so at the end of this year, I was a little bit more preoccupied with things outside of stream, I feel like. So I didn't really try to push for 300 subscribers on YouTube. So I would like to hit at least 300 subscribers on YouTube. And then for Twitch, I don't really know. I don't have a number goal in mind. I think we could just say, for now, which we've already kind of confirmed will more than likely happen if I keep streaming this month, hopefully. But yes, maybe, yeah, now that I'm doing more, planning out doing 2 times a week, that kind of also gives me more room for, like, you know, not any of those evening gaming streams. We could turn at least one of them into a community type day or night. admire your commitment. You come off so professional. Oh, thank you, Owen. I think I'm just thinking about it in a more of like, or I should say, also good morning to Kitty. You're listening to this in class. Don't let me distract you. I always had approached the idea of VTubing in multiple ways. At my debut, I kind of described it about how like I wanted to dedicate a specific time or day to pursue my hobbies a little bit more. But the other part of it was like, you know, in worst case scenario, let's say I'm just like god awful at streaming, right? And I don't grow as a streamer. I don't grow a community. Like it just doesn't take off in a way that's personally fulfilling to me. At the very least, I'll have a couple of portfolio pieces to get out of it. Like, oh look, you know, I tried streaming, it didn't really work, but I have this model on this rig that I made. Like I made it myself, or I made these overlays, or I made, you know, whatever had ended up happening. But thankfully that part hasn't happened yet. I am still here, I'm still streaming, so it's a-okay. Growth is so hard, especially with the real job and life going on. Yeah, I really admire a lot of people who, you know, there's a lot of people out there who have full-time jobs and they still manage to stream or produce a lot of content. And I know those people, you know, they get some extra help outside of themselves. And for some time, especially at the beginning, I did think like, I want to do everything by myself, and I still kind of have that mindset, but more in the way of like, I'm excited to do a lot of the things on my own, but I'm more open to the prospect of like, you know, while I could technically do this myself, I'd also be happy bringing on someone who has a little more experience in that field or whatever it is than me, and getting them to help grow my content or my brand or whatever it is, you know? I think that's nice. And I think maybe part of the like solo grind mindset might have come from the fact that back when I initially considered streaming like 3 years ago, I was like, I don't have the money to hire people, so I have to do everything by myself, so I should just learn and do it. And it's not like I can't do it, but you know, there's some pros to having a job, I guess, or like steady income. It's funny because I remember having this thought of like, man, when I start doing full-time hours at my job, I'm gonna become like the next internet artist baron. I just want to commission a bunch of people. But I'm also like, I have other things I need to save for as well, so I can't go that hard yet. Maybe one day. Yeah, the lack of time is so painful. For a career that can help fund my VTubing, yeah, I know. Exactly. At the time when I started doing, you know, odd jobs at the aquarium, I was only doing part-time because I was, again, still scared of the idea of losing the time of my day or not having the energy to do the things that I wanted in my day, or just getting like really lost in the sauce of, you know, just working and just never having fun again. And I only say that because I've already kind of experienced that, but it was much different because I wasn't formally hired by Float Harbor Aquarium. I was a resident of Float Harbor Aquarium, but I was freelancing. I was doing my own thing, and I got burnt out really bad for several years, to the point where now it's only starting to feel like, you know, after several years, every now and then I'd be like, I think I'm getting better, and then, you know, I would still not be as productive as I had hoped, but I'm starting to feel a little more hopeful and excited now. So I think I've actually finally reached the point where the burnout has like mostly gone away, because I feel like when you're burnt out, you have thoughts and ideas of wanting to be productive, and that in itself is kind of like enough serotonin in your brain to be like, ah, yes, the idea of being successful and making stuff, but then you don't actually do it because you're still tired, or whatever the reason is. But now I'm like, no, I want to actually do it. I want to dedicate my time to it, and I don't feel like other things are getting in the way of that anymore. That's awesome. Yes, I really hope, not just for me, but for anyone who wants to pursue a creative career, that they find joy in it and don't get too caught up and stressed about it. It's very hard, and I can say that from an actual point of experience of being in that position where you have a creatively fulfilling job, but it's not providing you the resources that you may need in your day-to-day life. It's very difficult, and you find yourself in a position where you can't really justify doing things, because you're like, well, I should be happy because I'm doing this job that most people would like die for, and yet I'm not able to live because you're just not making it, like, you're just not getting enough resources to live healthy. So I get it. It's tough. It's really, really hard. Not to get too real, but just some reflecting on the previous years. What else do I want as a VTuber? I don't think it'll get to a point where I could publish or have it done, but I do want to spend more time behind the scenes working on some of the stuff that I have already started. So how do I write this in a way that's like not very specific but kind of vague? I guess I could still say it anyways, because I've mentioned it before. I had started drafting ideas for a second outfit, or like a brush up of this current model. So we can say behind the scenes work. Or just make progress, I think would be nice. Any sort of progress would make me happy. I don't think, again, it'll get done by this year, but if I could start making baby steps to eventually having it debut in the next year or so, I think I would be happy enough. Okay. Let's say at least one new full illustration for myself. Something else I've been really wanting that I have not been able to do. And for anyone who's been following me for a while, they probably know I tend to reuse a lot of my art, my previous art that I made, and I know I'm not a single art machine, and I don't get a lot of fan art from other people to use and like within my own content, so I end up reusing a lot of old art for thumbnails and schedules and stuff, or like art that is like quite old, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's still very beautiful and it has value regardless, but something I've been wanting for a really, really long time was to make a new CG illustration of myself to use for, just for fun, and also for like branding purposes. And I have several drafts of different ones, again, that I started years ago and just never got around to completing. So I'd like to complete at least one just one illustration, and that would make me, I think, very happy. Yeah, the chibi from, actually I wonder if I can bring it up. And just so we can have it here. Hold on, let me save this real quick. Yeah, there was that chibi from my slides, my intro slides that I had made. I'm just gonna make a new image. Okay. That chibi, I think I talked about where I had, it was a sketch that I had drafted out for like Offkai that never ended up getting completed for Offkai, and then I found it in my files and I was like, this is still very cute and I want to complete it, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, this might be very big. Yes. I'll just resize it. Big chibi. Yeah, we're gonna stick this like up here in the corner. There we go. Or wait, I kind of put her down here, actually closer to you guys. Yeah, so then when I was working on my introduction slides and stuff, I spent like 2 days just finishing the line work and coloring it in my spare time. And then it was like, oh, I'm doing my first multi-stream tomorrow and I still haven't done my Twitch panels or my my Twitch slides. And I had a mod gently remind me like, hey, that chibi is gonna be like not even on screen for very long anyway, so don't spend too much time on it. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I think that was part of the reason why I fixated on it as much as I did. It was like, I need some new artwork that's not like the same artwork that I've used 100 million times. I want something new. Holds them gently. Your theming and branding is so good. I'd love to see you keep refining it. Oh, thank you. And when I got back from Offkai, I went through all the business cards and promotional materials I got from people I met, and you really stand out on top of the majority. Aw, that's so sweet of you to say. Thank you. And I also really like your theming and stuff too. I don't think there's too many racing VTubers out there. Are you on VGen? I'm not. I don't have a VGen where I offer my own services, just because I think I want to keep my VTubing stuff right now, at least, just for hobby. So I don't have like open commissions, but I say they're not open with like a little asterisk and like tiny text at the bottom. So there are some exceptions. I'm willing to take on maybe certain projects with the notion ahead of time that this is probably not going to be as like professional as like I typically would, so like no deadlines and just like only for friends. You always reach out to artists I like regardless. Okay. Yeah, that's just because I already don't have like a lot of time as is, but I love helping out my friends, and I love, obviously, what you saw from my little showcase of art stuff that I've made over the years. I really love drawing my friends' characters. So yeah, I'm 100% down. As long as I can manage to squeeze it in. Maybe that is also something I want to add. So at least one new full illustration for myself. Draw more friends. Yeah, I've been able to draw quite a few people in the past 3 years so far, but not as much as I would like. So maybe let's specify this a little bit. Draw more friends, and then like because I feel like every time I've drawn a friend of mine, it's always been like more of a quicker piece and not something that I spent too much time on. I'd like to draw for I don't know whoever ends up picking my interest as like my muse for the month or whatever, like one full seed illustration, at least one full illustration of someone. And I guess I should specify just like in general, when I say one full illustration, I mean like something that is like a bigger piece that I spend a little more time on than usual, because I feel that lately, in the past few years, anything that I've put out, I've either lost the patience for because I didn't want to spend too much time on it, or I was just like, it just needs to go out now, because if I don't put it out now, it'll just never get done. So I want to have at least one full illustration of someone. Don't know who. Just whoever ends up being locked, whoever like activates my neurons for the time being. Because if I obviously had all the time in the world and was a much faster artist, I would be whipping out like illustrations of all my friends like willy-nilly. So to answer your question, no VGen for me offering services, but I have a VGen so that way I can follow and look up people who I want to eventually commission. There's currently one person in particular I have my eyes on that I'm waiting for them to open their commissions for, and so I hope they will eventually, because there's some stuff I would like to. I really like their work. I think one of the other things about why I have so much stuff that I have never completed or am still sitting on is that despite the fact that I could go out and make a lot of my own assets myself, but I'm very, I think like most people, critical of my own work. So I just end up like tweaking things and trying out things and still not being very satisfied with it. And this is for like something that that's not in my general wheelhouse of like skills. So I would say my stronger points are meant for like illustrations and animation. But things outside of that, while I could technically do it, it's not my strong suit. No, you're not the forgotten child. I see you, the kitty. This time around, I popped out the YouTube chat so that way I could also have it with Twitch on the side of my monitor here, rather than having the YouTube chat in the browser. So you are visible. I see you. I acknowledge you, YouTube. Let's see. What else do I want? I'm trying to think if there's ever been anything that I've looked at from someone else and was like, oh, I kind of want to do that too. Actually, I didn't show this off at all during my Twitch debut, but I also make a lot of, I kind of roughly, I guess I sort of just mentioned it in passing, hoping that it was kind of implied, but a lot of my assets that I use for like VTube Studio, you know, I use a lot of the ones that are provided in VTube Studio, but I also make a lot of my own, so maybe more VTubing assets for myself. I would like it if they were also live 2D. Because it's very easy to make drawn out ones, but I would like to make more live 2D assets that also react to like the rig and whatnot. Maybe, let's say at least one. Again, keeping the bar low. I guess if I could show off one that I've made as an example. I'm gonna take off my hat for this one. So I made myself, was this last year? I think it was last year. I made myself a animated, well, I guess, yeah, I wouldn't mind if it would be live 2D or animated, just not a still drawing. But I made myself oh, it was for Halloween, I think. I had made myself a little costume for one of the songs I was doing for a Halloween karaoke, and that was also, okay, that's something else I'll get to in a moment. But this asset I made and animated myself. It's a little spinning key. So this was made and animated in Photoshop. Let's make it a little smaller. Oh, don't pick me up. There we go. Oh no, it didn't pin. No! Hold on. Let me retry that again. But yeah, I'd like to do more live 2D or animated assets for myself. I think that would be fun. There we go. I didn't exactly place it where I wanted it to. I think, I forget. I think the pinning point is where your mouse is, right? Well, whatever. Anyways, more live 2D or animated assets. At least one more. But yeah, I make a lot of little assets and things like this. And so speaking of that Halloween stream, there are a lot of times where I'll get an idea for a stream and I'll be like, that sounds great, but then the idea comes when the stream is like coming up in less than a week. And then I scramble last minute to try to put something together. So I would like more preparations, more preparation for big stream events. Yeah, like maybe a month in advance. A month plus ahead of time. Let me also move myself a little more now. Okay, there we go. I was like, hello, OBS? I'm gonna scooch myself a little bit lower. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I will get an idea and then I will just like scramble at the very last second to try to put it together when the stream is coming up, like in a couple days. So if I have an idea for a bigger stream, I'd like to try to plan a little bit more in advance. And speaking of big stream events, I would love to do one charity stream. And then actually, you know, do it. Oh, let Oh no, I think we're okay. Yeah, so there was a charity stream that I had an idea for all the way back to when I first started streaming. But I think at the time, not only did I not have the knowledge of how to go about it, I also just was not very knowledgeable about streaming in general. So, you know, the idea was like, oh, that sounds nice, but I don't know how to properly make the steps to making it work. But now I think I have a little bit more ideas and a little more support to be able to do that. So plan one charity stream and then actually execute it. I think last year I did one hand cam stream for last year's anniversary, and I was like, wow, this was fun. I should do more hand cam streams, and then that never happened. So I have a hand cam stream planned for this anniversary as well, but let's say more than one hand cam stream. You believe? Thank you, Keiko. I want... What else do I want? If you need any help or tips with running a charity event, let me know. I've done 2 now, and I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up, Owen. You're already planning your next one for later this year. Wow, exciting. Yeah, I think this was 2 years ago. I had participated in one charity stream, but that was me participating in it, not me planning and doing it myself. So I'd love to do one for myself personally. Oh, I want to participate in another concert. I have done one charity concert and in the past, and then I've been in Obaki Pam's Christmas concert twice now. But last year's Christmas concert was the only concert that I was in for 2025, and the charity concert and her first Christmas concert that I was in were, 2 years ago. So I would like to do maybe another concert this year, like participating in one. Wow, I can spell participate, not participart. Has it already been that long? I know, right? Isn't that crazy? So that charity concert that I was a part of was where I first met Twy. Had it not been for Rita's charity stream, I would not have met Mr. Twy Telescopium. And so, yeah, it's interesting how, like, out of all the people that were a part of that concert, I ended up making, like, one new friend from it, who ended up being, like, a very good co-creator, collaborator, and friend. So, yeah, in general, I guess that could be part of, like, more collabs. Let me change it a little bit. More collabs? More friends. Let's make some more connections. No worries, Keiko. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. I was thinking about, so when I mentioned the VTubing assets and animation stuff, yeah, I'd like to do, regardless of length or effort, I want to do at least one animated content for myself. So that could either be like a video or just like a looping animation, some kind of GIF. Oh, I guess here's an easy way to achieve that. I want to make new alerts, more alerts for myself. More Twitch alerts? I need to make one for raids, because right now the raid alert and the follow and subscriber alert are all the same. So either another alert of some kind, or maybe, yeah, I have some other ideas I'm kind of sitting on that there's one idea in particular that I had related to this that I'm keeping in my back pocket because I want it to be kind of a surprise. Raid should be a flock of seagulls. Oh no, not the seagulls. That'd be pretty funny though. Maybe... So for this part, the animated content, my current Twitch alert, the way that that's animated, if you guys are familiar with like animation styles or like production, so there's like puppeting or like tweening animation, and then there's also like frame by frame animation. So my Twitch alert currently is a puppeted or like tweened animation with some, I don't even know if it has like multiple frames in any part, but it's more of like a puppeted animation where you have like how would you describe it? You make like kind of like a rig that you move, and so it's just like, oh, the arm has a bone that allows the character to wave and like say hi to you. But I want to do maybe separate from that, one frame by frame animation. So whether that be me doing the alert or making some kind of frame by frame animation of something, I would like to do that. What else? I feel like that's already a good chunk of stuff. Also, the goals are kind of getting squashed. I'm gonna scooch them over here. So let's make them a little smaller so we can see. There we go. So, already, this is a lot of stuff to look forward to. I think it would be fun also to reapproach this, because I'm going to take a screenshot when we're done figuring out everything and like using it as kind of like a checklist at the end of the year and being like, oh, let's see what did Calico Pascal end up doing this year. A very solid list, thank you. I'm wondering if there was anything on the gaming end that I wanted to achieve. I do already, if you've ever taken a look at my YouTube channel, I often will reach out to any indie game creators or if I see like an open call for streamers who are interested in playing like a game ahead of time, I usually will reach out to those people. And I've done several like indie game demo focused streams. I would definitely like to do more of those, but I don't know if that's really so much of a goal as it was like something I was already doing that I don't really seem to have a trouble with like finding, you know? Did you know that there's an Animal Crossing character who shares your name? Yes, I did know. That's actually the origin of my name. When I was coming up with my own name, I thought Pascal seemed to really fit, and I couldn't think of a better last name for myself. So that's how Calico Pascal came to be. So I will joke every now and then that Pascal from Animal Crossing is like related to me loosely. More Final Fantasy 14? I have not even streamed Final Fantasy 14. Oh, you know, I guess maybe gaming-wise. There's a lot of games that I start playing on stream and then just never come back to or complete. So let's just say finish one game. And I'm not talking about like, let's specify. Let's finish one big game in full. Yeah, just finish one game. Because I feel like I start a lot of games, but they have hours of content. And back when I was initially streaming, you know, when I'm only streaming once a week, I didn't want like several VODs of just like me playing this game for weeks on end, because then I wouldn't be able to get like to anything else or do anything else. But now that we're having a little more variety with being able to stream twice a week, I would like to finish one big game, and I think we're already kind of close technically. We have like one single case left of Ace Attorney, so we could check this off quite easily if I just finish Ace Attorney sometime soon. Big list this year? Yeah, it's looking, I feel like this is the first year where I've properly made like a goals list in regards to my channel specifically. So having to really sit and think about it is making the gears turn. Whereas before it was just kind of like, it'd be nice if this happened, but maybe actually writing it down and visualizing it will push me a little bit more, you know? It'll be like that reminder, like, oh, I said I wanted to do this, and I still want to do it. Whereas, you know, I'm just aimlessly, like, streaming every week or wondering, like, what am I gonna do this week? I don't know. I guess I could play, yeah, you know? Speaking of Animal Crossing, I saw the new content came out, and that was Animal Crossing was, when I initially started streaming, was something that I thought, I was like, you know what if I did like an Animal Crossing stream? Well, I wasn't streaming every day, but the thought of like, what if I streamed Animal Crossing just like an hour every day and just made progress on my little town, and I only ever played it on stream. But that quickly became impossible because, you know, I only streamed once a week, and then it was like, I don't want like every single week to be Animal Crossing. Also, I'm getting kind of bored. Like, I love Animal Crossing, but, you know, I like to vary it up a little bit. So something that I thought of today was like, well, you know, Animal Crossing is a pretty chill game, and if I'm not, you know, let's just say I'm kind of caught up, or like I don't need to have extra time to be productive and work on things in the morning, what if I turn morning slots into, if I had to pick a game to play in the morning, maybe it could be Animal Crossing. I want to restart the island that I had started previously, only because since I didn't get very far in it anyways, it's not really a big deal to me to just restart it. And then just to kind of get us caught up to the point where all the new content is, maybe I could just play a little bit of it off stream, so that way whenever I do come back to it on stream, I'll be like, look guys, this is what I did, or like, well, we can finally do the content that just came out. Yeah, that's rough to log all progress behind stream for that game. Yeah, it would have to be like something that you would do a lot more consistently, which I don't know if I have that many spoons to do a morning stream every day. Maybe, yeah, so we'll put a question mark on this one as a thought bubble. Restart Animal Crossing file or island. And stream new AC content at some point. Morning stream? Specific? There we go. Let me also save. I talked about this during the debut too, but you know, when I'm not streaming, I do try to keep playing games outside of stream, so that way I don't like accidentally turn gaming into this like job in my mind, like, oh, I can only play games when I'm on stream. Like, I don't want that to happen. I still want to be able to enjoy games outside of me being live. So right now, the one game that I've been like that has all my attention outside of stream is Marvel Rivals. And I'm not saying I want to make more Marvel Rivals content, but there are other games that I would like to approach that I don't know, just because they're so big. Maybe that could be something to follow up on the point of like finishing one big game. Maybe we could plan like an event day, you know, outside of the normal schedule, to be like, oh, this day it's my free day, I'm just gonna sit at home and play the Nier Automata as much as I can get through in a day. That's kind of why I'm really into 14 right now, because I don't like MMOs as stream content. Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, it's so hard not to think of all your games as content, exactly. Because it's like, well, why would I... I had already approached the idea of streaming as the place to spend to play games, and then now it's like, oh, but I can't play games outside the stream, because then no one will get to hear my hot takes and all my funny little bits that I do by myself. Yeah, so let me edit that point about the finish one big game. I think turning it into like a bigger stream event would kind of work out in my favor. Big? Oh. Not hashtag. Quotation mark big, because it's not like... I don't want to say big and then like scare myself again, so big event stream / playing game all day when I'm free. Yeah, so Nier Automata was something I know Keiko has been asking me to play. And initially they had said it in a way of like, well, you don't have to do it on stream. It'd be kind of hard because it's a really big game. But if we split it up into, like I said, a bigger event stream where I'm just like, oh, I'm all caught up on my stuff and I kind of want to play a game, but I also kind of want to stream or like you know, have people join me in playing this game. I think that'd be a good way to approach it. And if I think about it that way, and then think about it like the prospect of, ooh, like what if I... So if for the near example, if we're continuing down this path of thinking, like, oh, what if I made myself a little stream asset of like, I don't know. Isn't there like a little robot guy that follows you around in Nier? What if I made like, this is again just a rough example, not saying it's gonna happen. What if I made like a little live 2D asset robot buddy that like just kind of bobbed around my head, like, you know? Something like that. If I approach it in that manner, maybe I'll be more intrigued or like interested in wanting to play said game or make something out of it. But yeah, again, jumping back to the point about Animal Crossing, that's also really funny, is that back when I thought Animal Crossing was gonna be like my bread and butter for streaming, I had downloaded this like Animal Crossing overlay for streaming, and it's like one of the few games that I have like a special overlay for, because I had this impression in my mind I was gonna do so much Animal Crossing, and then it just happened like maybe once every 3 or 4 months. And same with Splatoon. I also thought I was gonna make like so much Splatoon content, but Splatoon has also kind of like, I love Splatoon, but as of lately it just hasn't been on my radar, and I haven't really been interested in playing it for some time. I used to be I'm very much when I enjoy a game that has a competitive scene, I don't go like crazy hard in it, but I do like to be competitive, and I enjoy like trying to rank up. The idea of like being challenged and playing against other players at my skill level or higher, and the idea of like leveling up in that extent, it's very exciting to me. I think that's why Marvel Rivals is just like has that grip right now on my neck, because I really love playing ranked mode. Even if I will get stomped on, I still have a good time just being pitted against people who are also trying to take it a little bit more seriously, you know? But still, it's all in good fun. So, but yeah, that Splatoon has a ranked mode too, and back when I was thinking about streaming initially, I was like, oh, I could do so much like ranked mode on stream, that'd be so great, even though I'm not like, you know, trying to be a tryhard or optimize anything. I'm just trying to get good as a player playing this one single weapon. Stream assets for playthroughs is always cute. Yeah, I had this idea for I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts, I think the second Kingdom Hearts, because at the time that I was coming up with all these ideas, I had just played the first Kingdom Hearts for the very first time, not on stream. This was like before I started streaming, and so I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I did like a Kingdom Hearts 2 stream, and then I had like little outfits for myself for the different worlds. So that was something that I think could still be approached in that manner. Animal Crossing. Pascal's such a good name for an otter, right? It's perfect. And so I think also, like, you know, aside from sharing a name with the character got its name from this French scientist whose last name is also Pascal, and he was the one who came up with the measurement term Pascal, which is meant to describe like how much pressure there is underwater. And so if I didn't want to admit that I got the idea from Animal Crossing in the first place, I could just use that as my excuse. Oh, they made the name Pascal just for otters specifically. Yes, exactly. I like Splatoon, but I also hate getting stomped when I first started, I was like, wow, this is so easy playing literal kids. Yeah, I think what I like about Splatoon Ranked Mode 2 is that yeah, there's safety and that you don't have to chat or interact with people. You have to like communicate in other ways, you know, not standard ways. And so I always found that to be an interesting aspect to it. But I know there's like, as all games do, you know, there's like a meta or like a way to get really good, or like, oh, this weapon is superior over like this and this weapon. But with Splatoon specifically, I like one single weapon type and I refuse to play any other weapon. Or more like, I'm just not really interested in other weapons and I just wanted to get really good at using this one specific weapon. And so I just like play the same weapon for hours. And I wanted to like somehow prove to other players like, oh, I could get to a high rank just using this single weapon. And I did manage to get to S+, I think. Is S+ and X the same thing? I'm pretty sure they're different. But it was like a really high rank, and that I got through just playing with the brush. I'm an ink brush main. And so because I've spent so much time with that one weapon, I know I've learned, but sometimes I forget, right? You're playing, you just kind of like, sometimes you go into autopilot and you just do stuff without really thinking strategically. But when I'm actually like locked in and focused and paying attention to what I'm doing, I feel like I know the ins and outs of the weapon well enough to know where its weaknesses are and what its strengths are, to really try to optimize how you use it. But yeah, I haven't played now in so long, I'm sure I'm like super rusty. And that's kind of the same for Marvel Rivals. But for Rivals, I feel it's a little bit different, because with Rivals, even though I like playing specific characters, I'm trying to expand my ability to play other roles just in case, you know? Because I know in the higher ranks they start banning things, and so if the character that I like, if I only become a one-shot and play this one single character, if it suddenly gets banned, I don't want to be like at a loss of what to do and putting the rest of my team in danger. So I'm trying to get better at some other characters too, but I can't help that I like this one character and I just want to play him all the time because he's so cute, and I just have gotten really good at playing with him. Rivals is very hard. It's very challenging, but that's why I like it. And the gameplay, funny enough, is like not too, you know, like most of the game modes are like all the same and it's just on different stages, but there's something about like, I guess because you're playing against different people each time, I don't really see it as like repetitive gameplay, you know? It's just like, ooh, that hit so good, and then I want to play again. Rivals collab this weekend? Ooh, I'm listening, Keiko. I would be down, especially with all the new content that's coming out for Marvel Rivals. Oh my god, we can talk about season 6. I'm so excited. As soon as I started seeing all the stuff for season 6 come out, I was like, oh my god, I want to play Marvel Rivals so bad. I want to play Marvel Rivals right now, and I'm like sitting at my desk at work like, please, I need to play Marvel Rivals. We can try out Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool, who is voiced by I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's also a VTuber, Sayu. I still think it's really funny. Everybody kind of clocked that it was him like almost immediately. I think when they were showing teasers of him, he didn't have a lot of lines, but people were already like pointing at the screen, oh my god, Sayu! And you just had to sit there and not say anything until like information was publicly released. It's so funny. Again! Yeah, my favorite characters to play right now. I've always been a Jeff main. Jeff has been my ride or die since season 0. But as they added new characters and I needed to expand on other roles, I've also played... I really like Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is, if I had to pick someone from the... It's Duelist, right? Duelist is that role. Yeah, I like Squirrel Girl. And then recently, I've been trying to do where, you know, in the event that I can't play Jeff, I also like Gambit. Gambit's really fun. It's an interesting, like, play style. I think it's funny they made a meme with the VA that they're like, oh, I thought it was Sayu voicing Deadpool, not you. Yeah, who's this guy? I only know Sayu. Am I? I feel like I'm just okay right now. I've seen a lot of other players who are just like really good at Gambit. Maybe I just need to keep practicing with him. Yeah, maybe if we do collab Marvel Rivals this weekend, maybe I'll play some Gambit so I can show off a little bit. Again, I don't think I'm amazing, so don't expect too much. And I don't have a tank player who's a tank character that's really resonated with me yet. I tried playing Thor, but I haven't played with him enough to consider myself like a good tank. So I don't typically do the tank role. I'm usually the healer, and then I'll do duelist if I have to. Funny how I went from Rocket to Mantis to Penny. Yeah, how did that happen again? I think I just remember getting stomped on, and then you were just trying to find a character that really stuck with you, right? And then I remember there was a time we played with one of my other friends, and then they had said something along the lines of like, oh, I think you would really like Penny. And that's how you picked it up, I think. I'm surprised he actually was on the mark with that one too. I think that's something I'd also like to do outside of streaming with Marvel Rivals. Keiko is the friend that I play Marvel Rivals with quite a lot, but every now and then we'll invite other people to play with us. I'd like to do more bigger groups of Marvel Rivals rather than duoing. Like, nothing wrong with doing duo, Keiko. You are my sweet friend that I enjoy playing Marvel Rivals with, but it's good to bring in some fresh blood every now and then, right? We gotta steal Twy. I know, we only got to play that one time with him. Also, I know Peak has also kind of... it's kind of fallen off the radar for me right now, but the Peak collabs, or I say collabs, but they were not on stream. Like, the Peak games that I've done with people off stream, that was also really fun. I'd like to do more gaming, socializing outside of stream, which I kind of touched on already, I think, in one of these points. Just more collabs, more friends, and more connections in general. Sunspout, you don't have to hide. I would be open to discussing potential ideas with you. I feel kind of bad. I can think of one person specifically I had reached out to because they had said they wanted more collabs, and we tossed around a few ideas of what we could do, and then we just never followed up and did the collab. So maybe I should hit them up again, see what they're up to these days. Well, did a lot of rambling about video games, but I wanted to think back to, like, in terms of goals. I mean, I don't really think there's other, like, game goals I wanted to do. Kind of listed most of them. Well, actually, speaking of, like, big games, when I'm not... Oh, again, this has now changed because now I'm on Twitch. I can't say when my friends invite me to their Twitch. But, previously, when I was still just streaming on YouTube, every now and then Keiko would invite me onto their stream, because I had kind of forced their hand to play Kingdom Hearts for the first time. And so right now that has kind of been put on pause while I'm doing this like anniversary month stuff, and we had some other things happen, but Keiko and I would like to go back to Kingdom Hearts streaming as well, because surprisingly, and positively, Keiko has been actually enjoying Kingdom Hearts, and I've enjoyed getting to see Kingdom Hearts from the perspective of someone who has not played it ever. It's their first time playing Kingdom Hearts, so I'm just kind of there to do for the hee hee ha-has. I get to laugh at Keiko's anguish. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, let's go. Because I have always, ever since Kingdom Hearts came out, you know, I was a young otter. I always had an interest in Kingdom Hearts, but I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, but my cousins did, and they got Kingdom Hearts, and I remember watching them play. And I did not play Kingdom Hearts myself until maybe like 2020. I think that was around that was when I got the idea of like, oh, what if I was streaming, I could do like the Kingdom Hearts 2 thing. So yeah, even though I myself experienced playing Kingdom Hearts kind of late, Kingdom Hearts has always been, you know, in my sphere, in my realm of like interest. And I did play, which one was it on the PSP? Birth by Sleep, which I played in. There's no incorrect way to play it, but apparently the way that you were supposed to play Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is in the order of Terra, Aqua, Ventus. But I assumed that Ventus was like the main character, so I was like, I'm gonna do Ventus's story first. And then his route was the one that kind of like spoiled all the other ones. I think it's also the most difficult one too out of the three. And so yeah, that was like the only PSP game I had. I had went out and got the special edition silver PSP specifically for Birth by Sleep, and then I didn't get any other PSP games, even though looking back at it now, I think the PSP is quite the portable console. I wish I had taken more advantage of it when it was still around, like prominently. Hello, Snorpuff, welcome. You love your PSP so much. Yeah, exactly. Like, why didn't I think it was because it was, I mean, had it not been for this one particular thing, it would not have led me to streaming in the first place. But back in the day, when I was younger, and I didn't have a lot of extra funds and extra money to spend, you know, buying that PSP was such a big purchase. And so I was like, well, now I can never buy a single other game again. I can only play Birth by Sleep. So that's probably why I didn't look into other games, because I was like, I don't have the money to buy other games. Play Metal Gear Peace Walker on PSP? Dude, Metal Gear has been a game that I've been like curious about for such a long time. I've been very, very curious. You know, it has such a big fan base, and it has been a prominent like video game that I think a lot of people reference quite often for a good reason, I'm sure. But I just want to be in the know. It's such a cute console. It was my MP3 player for years. Oh, you used yours as a MP3? That's so smart. I don't think I even knew you could do that, and so I would carry around my PSP just to play games on it, and then I would have like my iPod. It wasn't a shuffle. It was the iPod. Is it the mini? It was also a silver one. It was kind of like yeah, because the shuffle is like the one that you clip on, right? Hope you have. How have you been? I hope you've had a great holiday. I did have a lovely holiday. I hope you've been good too. Yeah, clip was the shuffle. Please take the plunge. It's not as intimidating as people think it is. Yes, I want to. Yes, I will. I'm not gonna type it up here as the goals, but I have a list of games that I would like to play. I want to be in the know. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, I watched so-and-so play it. I want to actually play games. And again, that was kind of the purpose of streaming in the first place. So let's clarify that a little bit on here. I said play, like finish one big game. I'm going to say, play more games. You modded yours, and you played so much homebrew games too. Oh. I also used to put a ton of fan-subbed anime. What the heck? Okay, so I'm now learning the PSP had way more potential than I knew it to have. Had no idea you could do that. That's awesome. I think maybe I just didn't know because I was always a Nintendo kid, and so if I wasn't playing, you know, Birth by Sleep on the PSP, I was just like, I had a lot of Nintendo games. So at the time, I'm pretty sure that was like the Nintendo DS. It was your smartphone before you got a smartphone. Makes sense. But that's nice that it could do so much, and you could just take it everywhere with you. That sounds great. Wow, you could listen to music and watch anime on your PSP and play games? What the heck? And then here I am with all my separate items. I have like the PSP, and then an iPod mini, and then my Nintendo DS. Yeah, my memories of high school were like, I would take the train from the aquarium to my high school, and I would have all my stuff in my bag, but I remember listening to music, I remember playing different games on my Nintendo DS during the commute, if I wasn't asleep or doing homework. The good old days. It was a very different time for sure. Now let me scooch the goals up a little bit more. You know, I think this is a pretty solid list. You know, unless I can come up with something later. I think this is a good start. Maybe we could check back on this list in like 6 months from now, like halfway through the year, and we can start making some amendments or checking off a couple things. Because I do have to end stream, unfortunately, in a couple minutes here. So again, I appreciate everyone for tuning in today. I 100% expected like there to only be one person here, which would have been my mod, Calico. So I'm pleasantly surprised that so many of you are actually awake today. Or I mean, it's more like, I guess, I just don't know who's awake at this time, because normally I'm not awake at this time. I'm still unconscious and in bed. Yes, thanks. So thanks for joining me. Yeah, hopefully we can make these Monday morning streams a thing. Definitely for sure they will be for at least this month. And if I like it and can maintain it, we'll continue doing them going forward past January. But while I have you all here and we're talking about last minute announcements and stuff, important. Now here's the schedule again for the month. I'm gonna scooch this up. Bring it up a little more. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. I did not mean to do that. No. Go back. Back, I say. Where's the schedule? Okay, here we go. You come up. There we go. This is a schedule for the remainder of this month, so yay, we finished our first week of multi-streaming. That's exciting. But next week, next Tuesday, or at least Tuesday my time, Tuesday evening, we've got a model debut and ring fit. Thank you. And then the morning stream after that, that would be on the 22nd. We're gonna do some, well, we'll see if we'll actually end up doing anything. I think I said I wanted to do a little bit of drawing for this stream. I think there's only one request left that I didn't get to. Good morning, Twy, hello! Yeah, I wanted to show off my little, my space for Go Focus with your avatar. And we'll be using my new model, which I'll debut on Tuesday evening. So yes, please come join me for some ring fit. That's gonna be interesting because I'll get off from work and then I'm gonna have to do ring fit like right after. You know, hopefully I'm not like dead. But we'll definitely show off the new model and then I can talk about who made it too. Should be very exciting. Yeah, those are the plans for next week. So yeah, thanks again for making this Twitch debut a really nice and welcoming one. It's so nice to see new faces or like get to know and chat with familiar faces. Twy, I was talking about earlier about how you and I met during Rita's charity stream. Because that was one of the goals that I put on here, was participate in another concert. And I mentioned like, oh, you know, it's been like 2 years since I met Twy through Rita's concert. Yes, it's been good to meet you too, son. Thanks for the stream. Sorry I had to dip out for work and stuff. No, it's all good. I appreciate a lot of you guys for coming in and just lurking during your, you know, while you can. Because I feel like with my work, I don't have the opportunity to do that very often, or I feel weird, like, popping in to say hi, but I can't, like, even hear, like, what the person streaming can say, like, in response back. So thanks for dropping by and lurking. I'm glad you guys have the ability to do so. What a throwback. Yeah, back in the day when Twy was not Mr. Telescopium, but instead Mr. Dayu. Music is so chill and a good BGM for working. Yeah, again, that was, I need to update I made panels, but I didn't have the chance to actually throw in all the information. But if you were curious about like proper credits and stuff, that is on my card. It's like CARRD, right? I made a card, which is still also kind of a work in progress, but at least the main information and stuff that you need is on there for credits. So this just chatting BGM is by Fat Bard, and they do a lot of music for video games and other creators. So you should be sure to check out their work. I don't know if they're still on Twitter, but I know for sure they're on Blue Sky. So definitely check them out. And let's see, I guess that's it. We are going to, oh, thank you, Keiko. we are going to raid into Owen's channel, even though Owen is not live right now, because it's Owen's birthday, but they will be live later for their birthday stream. And I'm pretty sure I was told you can raid into an offline channel. Owen? Please raid someone that's online? I don't mind. Are you sure? Okay, well let me... Can I at least, yes, thank you. Thank you, Keiko, for giving the shout out. Yeah, go to Owen's page for Owen's birthday stream. Have a good day, you too, Snorpuff. Yeah, now that we're like 2 hours in and I've had to be awake for a bit, I am feeling more conscious, feeling more alive, feeling more present, I guess. Earlier when we started, I was just kind of like a shell of myself. Yeah, follow Owen right meow. It's their birthday. You wouldn't want to make the birthday cat sad, right? Go follow them. Go wish them a happy birthday later. Go to their birthday stream. He's a good bean even if he's a 4-year nerd. What the Keiko? Why would you bully Owen on their birthday? Don't bully them on their birthday. It's their birthday stream. Okay, going to Twitch. Let's see who's actually online right now. I looked earlier when I was about to stream and I was like, literally no one in my follow list is live right now. Everyone's asleep. I'm just clicking show more and everybody's just offline. Oh no, I've reached the end of the list. No. Is there anybody else that I know who's live? Let's see. Do I recognize any live channels we think you'll like? Twitch, how well do you know me? Let's see. Our recommended smaller communities? Ooh. Maybe we could raid someone new. Find someone playing Animal Crossing. I literally was just about to say there's this person on my feed here who's playing Animal Crossing right now. New update, yay, chill time. Animal Crossing, New Horizons. Okay, let's raid this person. Raid Yamokado. Wait, let me make sure they're not like going to end anytime soon. They've been streaming for like 3.5 hours. Okay. Let's raid them. Yamokado. Alright. Well, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Yes, go ahead and copy that raid message if you'd like. And then I will see you all next Tuesday evening for model debut and some ring fit. Yay, we'll get to do some exercising together on stream. That's gonna be fun. And as always, I will see you all later. Bye-bye. Happy birthday again, Owen.